The resonance installation, it deals with a whole range of histories of different migrants and their relationship or their resonance with each other within Oldham. It's got a lot of interviews, a lot of personal testimony, and really it's trying to make a weave with those testimonies and the history with cotton spinning, as well as looking at their, possibilities for people's future.
The struggle wasn't easy at all.
Ford was a collaboration with the original Welfare State International. A group of artists went into a mill and produced a series of different works and describing the history and the mechanisation. Metamotion, which was a commission for the Commonwealth Games artistic programme, through the interface you can recreate the order in which different people tell different parts of their own stories. In From H2O, there was the use of triptych idea, in this case with an interactive game element. Across the three screens, the left, middle and right screen, each of those three refer to the beginning, middle and an end of 5 interlinking stories. And you can choose which beginning, which middle and which end of the 5 stories you want to play, and they create different juxtapositions.
She's never coming back. She would have been walking by now. I should have died, not her.
So that means you have to kill yourself as well, hey? Look, we are not the only.
Boundless Skies, a 3-screen vertical triptych. The loose narrative of the dancer seeking kind of his own goal of finding himself as a dancer against various obstacles in his life. It actually came from the personal experience of the dancer in this case, and it seemed to be very appropriate to developing the narrative in a kind of extended fashion with a number of different movements which are mirrored musically as well. It was shot on a blue screen, the editing was extremely complex, particularly to do with syncing the 3 screens. The music, I personally was quite interested in even playing that with a 3-beat cycle to underline the use of 3s. There was a kind of refinement that were done to try and mirror the 3-beat cycle in the sense of the music, but not actually having it in the music. The project involved a lot of distillation towards graphic and figurative elements and trying to merge the two together. A number of people commented about how this is the way forward for art forms that have traditional roots to become more modern or to move forward and to try different ideas. What if I'm not real? The 3 main screens create a circular triptych so that there's no central screen. The narrative takes place with 3 masked characters, an official, an adult and a child, all on their own rafts, 1 on each screen. The syncing of the 3 screens is very important. Underneath the net, there's a poet stranded on this small TV screen on a bunch of jagged rocks, which creates a more intimate yet abstract sub-narrative to the entire grand scenario that's presented. The screens are actually created through a very rough gauze material, so that as you walk around you can see through the gauze and see another screen through one screen. The poet was interested in the Chinese concept of the equality of opposites. The issues are all about land, but you never see land, there's just water, and it creates this very gentle, bobbing, kind of relaxing motion. At the same time, there's a sense of danger or uncomfortable feelings because you can't stay on water forever. The blood really signifies death, but also life. The adult character lights blood and turns it into a very vigorous fuel, was a collaborative work exploring global narratives around asylum and refuge. That events on one screen happen in time with the events on other screens, and it's possible to see that if we flatten the narratives across the screen. An important part of the project was also to multi-format the work into an interactive audio version where you can remix the different sliders and different parts of the sound and have different tracks as well being able to be brought in. And also live performance was an important way again of playing with the sound. We had a number of different musicians from different parts of the world, or at least the music, who practicing music from different parts of the world, who resonated with the narrative in their own particular ways and led the visual narrative in different directions by using sound and by performing directly alongside the three screens. No Trace was again pushing some boundaries in which I was trying to create a range of complementary productions that would try and dig deeper at the original concepts that were driving the aesthetics. It was a collaboration between myself and a poet and author called Peter Kalu. Here you can see some excerpts of a high-level production of a short film, which is directed by myself.
If you found something, tell me!
Look, maybe I did find something out. Something that makes me want to take the shit.
The story is ostensibly about a low-life private eye who was abused himself when in the army and specialises in looking for kids who run away from home, most of whom are running away because they were abused as well, and he can't deal with his own abuse, and doing the job is one of those ways that people sometimes have of half confronting their own ghosts. From the short film, a number of the scenes were reconfigured and retreated to create a multi-screen installation with the performance poet moving between the screens and talking to the screens and with the screens, and the visuals on the large backdrop at the back are actually controlled in an interactive way. They can be triggered in different sequences at different times in real time, using director programming in this case, with the performance poet, who can similarly decide to choose which poem to read in what order, depending on what sounds and visuals appear on particularly the large screen at the back, but also on the smaller TV screens as well.